Give me an L. Give me an I. Give me a V. Give me an E. L-I-V-E. Live.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at romance movies that took chances, opening the genre to new possibilities.
So?
So?
Are you gonna show me something else?
Number 10. It Happened One Night. This Frank Capra film might not have been the first rom-com, but it did perfect a roadmap that Hollywood is still following almost 90 years later. Given the film's impact, it's no wonder why It Happened One Night swept the Oscars.
You've got a brain, haven't you?
Oh, well, you're not so bad yourself.
You know, we could start a two-people stock company. Things get tough, we'll play the small-town auditorium.
The production wasn't without considerable risk, though, this genre being largely untested in 1934. Few could have realized they were making a classic, especially leading lady Claudette Colbert, who thought it would be, quote, the worst picture in the world upon wrapping.
Stop a car, and I won't use my thumb.
What are you going to do?
It's a system all my own.
Through a heartfelt script, sharp direction, and genuine chemistry between the leads, the crew turned in something that was not only charming, but expectedly revolutionary. Capra attributed the film's success to, quote, being in the right place at the right time.
Why don't you take off all your clothes? You're going to stop 40 cars.
Oh, I'll remember that when we need 40 cars.
Number 9. Brokeback Mountain.
It's nobody's business but ours.
You know I ain't queer.
Me neither.
Even with the rise of new queer cinema in the 90s, LGBTQIA+ relationships were rarely explored beyond independent films. Whenever the subject arose in mainstream pictures, it was usually played for laughs. Brokeback Mountain marked a turning point with a previously Oscar-nominated director, an all-star cast, and a tragic love story that this crew was committed to doing justice.
Swear to God, I didn't know he was gonna get into this again. Oh, I guess I did. I redlined it all the way. I couldn't get here fast enough.
In addition to igniting controversy among the far right, the film was a financial gamble with no guarantees that people outside of the LGBTQIA+ community would show up. Despite being challenged in parts of the world and inexplicably not winning Best Picture, Brokeback Mountain grossed more than 10 times its budget, showing that queer cinema is universal. The same can be said about love.
Sometimes I miss you so much I can hardly stand it.
Number 8. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Baby, what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm scared. I feel like I'm disappearing. My skin's coming off. I'm getting old. Nothing makes any sense.
When Charlie Kaufman's involved, risks are gonna be taken. Given Kaufman's track record as a storyteller, they might not be huge risks per se. Even so, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind took a big swing with a complicated plot about erasing memories. At the film's core was a relatable romance that kept the story grounded, even as the walls of sanity close in on Jim Carrey's Joel while he attempts to preserve the memory of Kate Winslet's Clementine.
The eraser guys are coming here, so what if you take me somewhere else? Somewhere where I don't belong. And we hide there till morning.
The film is full of unforgettable imagery, but for anyone who's ever experienced love and heartbreak, it's the emotions you'll remember above all else. The scenario may be fantastical, yet Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind feels more honest than most traditional romances.
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon.
I know.
What do we do?
Enjoy it.
Number 7. Before Trilogy. Richard Linklater has a gift for making seemingly simple movies that are more ambitious than anticipated.
All I know is I have to catch an Austrian Airlines flight tomorrow morning at 9:30, and I don't really have enough money for a hotel, so I was just gonna walk around. And it'd be a lot more fun if you came with me.
Before Sunrise was experiential for 1995, being light on plot, yet overflowing with personality thanks to the natural chemistry between Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. It was a novel approach to storytelling. What proved even more unique was revisiting Jesse and Celine's relationship after 9 years, and again, another 9 years later.
Every year, I just seem to get a little bit more humbled and more overwhelmed about all the things I'm never gonna know or understand.
That's what I keep telling you. You know nothing.
I know, and now I'm coming around.
Whether they end happily or tragically, most cinematic romances remain self-contained. Linklater's one-of-a-kind trilogy demonstrates how life goes on, and more significantly, how people mature with the passage of time. Throughout this 18-year journey, we come to know Jesse and Celine intimately, as if they're real people we want to catch up with every decade or so.
Do you think it could be tonight that you're still talking about in your 80s?
Well,
Must have been one hell of a night we're about to have.
Number 6. Claudine.
Look at you. My teeth hurt.
What are you going to do about it? See a dentist.
At a time when African-American-led films were primarily restricted to blaxploitation, Claudine went in a more authentic direction, painting a portrait of life and love. Diane Carroll plays the titular Claudine, a single mother struggling to provide for her 6 children. Upon meeting a garbage collector named Rupert, played by James Earl Jones, Claudine finds happiness, yet faces several new challenges.
Mommy, you going away? You just got home. Are you going out with him? Where's he taking you?
All right. Cool it.
The film explores welfare, failed marriages, child support, unemployment, and a system designed to make certain people fail no matter what they do. Claudine doesn't wrap itself up in the tidiest of packages, but it reminds audiences that if loved ones stick together and support each other through the harsh realities of life, hope will always be waiting around the corner.
It looked like you've been sucking on vinegar. But there's one thing you better know, and that is, I love all of y'all.
Number 5. There's Something About Mary. During a decade where few comedies ventured beyond PG-13 boundaries, There's Something About Mary fully committed to achieving an R rating. This wasn't the only risk that the Farrelly brothers took.
But you didn't do anything else, right?
What?
I mean, you didn't...
No,
Okay.
no, God, I couldn't live with myself.
Gross-out comedies were known for making people laugh, gasp, and cringe, which this film more than succeeded in doing. What caught viewers off guard was the movie's heart.
You know, I think I'm just gonna quit while I'm ahead.
You're not that far ahead, Ted.
In a story full of politically incorrect humor and bodily fluids, the audience shouldn't get invested in the romance. For all of its messed up moments, though, the central love story managed to be sincere. It was a different kind of date movie that mutually appealed to seemingly opposite demographics. It goes to show that you can't spell immaturity without maturity.
I just want you to be happy, Mary.
But I'd be happiest with you.
Number 4. Harold and Maude. There are age differences, and then there's Harold and Maude. The age gap of nearly 60 years isn't even the most uncomfortable aspect of this dark comedy, which might be why the reception was initially mixed.
Harold, everyone has the right to make an ass out of themselves. You can't let the world judge you too much.
Harold and Maude is now considered a quintessential 70s movie, with more people realizing why it works. As different as the titular outcasts are, it's hard to deny that they're anything less than soulmates.
Harold loves Maude. And Maude loves Harold.
Some might say that they were born too far apart, although it's serendipitous that the two met when they did. Harold may still be obsessed with death by the end, but having known the free-spirited Maude, his life will never be the same. Whether you're 19 or 79, love can be eternally rebellious.
Reach out, take a jump. Get hurt even. Play as well as you can. Go, team. Go!
Number 3. The Graduate.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I want you to keep your wits about you tonight. You never know what tricks Ben picked up back there in the East.
Speaking of rebellion, The Graduate is a definitive counterculture movie with another age gap at the center. In the most complicated of love triangles, Benjamin finds himself between the much older Mrs. Robinson and her daughter, Elaine.
Oh, no.
Elaine.
Oh, my God.
Please.
Get out of here.
Don't cry.
Get out! Get out!
The story goes to risque places, coinciding with the end of Hollywood's golden age and the beginning of new Hollywood. The biggest risk comes in the final scene, which flips the supposed happy ending on its head as two characters share a look of uncertainty with reality sinking in. This unconventional ending signified that audiences were ready for more layered storytelling where the message isn't spelled out, true love doesn't solve everything, and what seems like a grand gesture can actually be the biggest mistake of one's life.
I don't want you to go anywhere. Until you have a definite plan.
Number 2. Annie Hall. We're all familiar with the formula of boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy finds girl again. Annie Hall adds several other steps, with the central relationship ultimately leaving us on a bittersweet note.
We're friends. I want to remain friends.
Okay.
Check, please.
This isn't the only way that the film plays with the usual conventions of romantic comedies, telling parts of the story out of order, experimenting with different mediums like animation, and regularly breaking the fourth wall. There wasn't another rom-com quite like Annie Hall upon release.
Why not? You're always leaning on me to improve myself.
You're just upset. You must be getting your period.
I don't get a period. I'm a cartoon character. Can't I be upset once in a while?
It prompted a rethinking of the genre while still encompassing all of the essential elements. Outside of relationships, the film is about nostalgia and the people who simultaneously represent a simpler time and the most confusing time of a person's life.
Totally irrational and crazy and absurd, but I guess we keep going through it because most of us need the eggs.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Two relationships are at the heart of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. One is between John and Joey, an interracial couple. The other is between Joey's parents, Matt and Christina. The film is just as much about the latter two, who have reservations about their daughter's fiancé.
Well, I don't think I'm going to faint. But I'll sit down anyway.
Aside from the age difference and the fact they haven't known each other long, skin color is the main concern. While Matt and Christina consider themselves open-minded, they fear the struggles this union will inevitably bring.
There was nothing I wouldn't do to try to keep her as happy as she was the day I met her. But it seems to me, without your approval, we will make no sense at all. That is why I'm asking for the clearest possible statement of what your attitude is going to be.
During the film's production, interracial marriage was still on the verge of being legalized in every U.S. state. This made for a landmark film with the inclusion of comedy and romance, emphasizing that race relations were moving in the right direction.
There would be only one thing worse, and that would be if, knowing what you two are, knowing what you two have, and knowing what you two feel, you didn't get married.
Which romance movie do you think took the biggest risk? Let us know in the comments.
But if you want true love, then this is it. This is real life. It's not perfect, but it's real.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.